Is it possible to get a tattoo like this if you're not a gang member?
No, you gotta kill.
You gotta kill to get those tattoos. How do you feel right now?
Gotta recognize that what happened to us is like that Titanic, that we were big and strong gang, but we got hit with the iceberg.
Are you gonna be here the rest of your life?
Yeah, the rest of my life. We murdered a lot of people, and this is the consequence of what we did one day.
How do you stay sane? How do you keep your head above water?
Like, try to act strong in the day and cry in the nighttime.
You cry at night?
Yeah, because we know that we're not gonna get out of here. It's a maximum security prison.
What was the gang that you were a part of?
MS-13.
So there we have it. There we have it, man. That was a prisoner from the maximum security prison in El Salvador, just kind of explaining the situation. You know, we don't really see too many of them speaking English that, you know, letting people know what's going on in there, or like giving their perspective. We always see these kind of videos of them always lined up, very organized. Everybody looks the same. All the security guards look the same. Always in these cells, just sitting there looking sad, wishing they could be back out on the streets gang banging and killing and murdering. Or maybe some of them wish that they could change their lives and, you know, have an opportunity for redemption. But it seems like all gang members, all murderers have no opportunity to get out ever. And, you know, some people might feel like that's wrong and maybe they deserve a chance, but every person that I've talked to when traveling to El Salvador, whether it's civilians, whether it's police officers, whether it's people who are here in America and have been to America now, or even just through the internet, for the majority of people, they like what their president is doing, and they think that these gang members deserve to be there because it's a lot safer now. It's very much a safer place to be. I was in Chipotle the other day. I had my El Salvador hat on, and the two workers, they asked me, was I from El Salvador? I'm like, nah, I just traveled there. And they were asking me about my trip, and they were just excited about me having been there, because they were just saying, like, yeah, it used to be so dangerous, and now it's so safe. So for the majority of the people, I feel like they like the direction that their country is headed in, man. In El Salvador in general, I think like the country is definitely headed in a great direction. They just found a bunch of gold. They got a bunch of Bitcoin. I think they're still buying Bitcoin even through this dip. Their president has, I think it's been like 2 months in a row, I think for January and February, he's paid the electricity and water bill for all of their citizens. So, you know, they're definitely becoming a wealthy country, probably the most safe, at least in their region, right? As far as being in South America, being near Brazil, Colombia, Ecuador, all these other different countries. And a lot of countries are meeting with their president and, you know, trying to implement some of those same strategies, because I think peace through strength does work if it's done right. Will other countries be able to do it as well as they've been able to do it in El Salvador? That's to be seen later on down the line. I think as for right now, we can just say it's a great thing for their country. Anybody traveling there, you'll have no problems. It's going to be very safe. You're more likely to die in your country where you're from than dying out there just traveling, especially as long as you not like purposely bothering anybody or like breaking laws and stuff like that. They also decided to go hard on drinking and driving recently. If you don't know, man, you go to South America, the Caribbean, any of these countries, man, the driving is so crazy. A lot of them just recently got into actually having traffic laws and stuff like that. So it's definitely crazy. Everybody drives as fast as possible, and they do have to cover long distances sometimes, but you'll see a lot of accidents in these countries, and I do think clamping down on people like drinking and driving will make somewhat of a difference. But yeah, man, driving in these countries is crazy. I've seen plenty of accidents traveling through Latin America. I've actually almost got into one in the Dominican Republic one time. It was like a big truck and a Tesla, and my Uber driver was like swerving on the road in the rain, but somehow he got us out of that situation. Luckily, he did, because yeah, they're like, it's a common thing to be driving down the street and you'll see somebody's body laid out on the street because they just got into a car accident. So definitely got to be a little cautious about that. But as far as like dying from gang violence or getting kidnapped or something like that, you're not gonna see that happening to you in El Salvador. And this is why, man. They got all the gang members in jail crying. Anybody who's not there, they arrest first, ask questions later. They feel like you're a gang member. I've literally seen it, man. I was at the beach, El Tunco. I was at the beach, and there were a group of guys walking down the beach, and they didn't look suspicious to me, but I guess the police thought they did. So right there on the street, they started checking their bags, and they started making them lift their shirts up to make sure they didn't have any gang tattoos, because the tattoos is what tells it, man. The tattoos is really the reason why these jails are so filled, and they keep getting filled by guys, because for whatever reason they feel like they need to have tattoos that display like, yeah, I'm in this gang, like, yeah, I didn't kill somebody before, like, as like trophies and like badges of honor. And if they didn't have those, a lot of them maybe would have been able to change their ways and just stay out of trouble. But gang members ain't the smartest guys, man. They definitely ain't the smartest guys. Let me know what you guys think about this story down below in the comments. As always, love y'all. I'm out.